The headline medical stories that affect you and your family. This is What's Happening in Health, sponsored by Mayfield Braden Spine.
Morning, everybody, and welcome to What's Happening in Health. My name is Liz Bonus, and we have a great hour of hope and healing for you today. Flu is back on the rise, so we knew just who to talk to reduce our odds of getting sick. Here from the Mount St. Joseph School of Health Sciences, we want to welcome the Dean, Dr. Darla Vail, and she brought a wonderful nursing student. His name is Dylan Hammonds. They are asking a nurse, that's our segment, about flu fighters today. Stay with us. We'll tell you more about that coming up. And breakfast for dinner. Who doesn't want that? A unique event features some of the best places in the area to grab breakfast. And here to tell us more about that, we welcome Brianna Connick from the Cincinnati Magazine and Chef Yair Richler from Cafe Elmo. We are so glad to have you guys here. And they're going to be cooking for a great cause. We'll tell you what it's all about coming up shortly. But first, on the wonderful subject of food that we love here, quick headline for you. On a diet to reduce stroke risk, a study just released by the American Academy of Neurology shows following the kind of diet they have at the Cafe Elma, a Mediterranean diet is associated with a lower risk of all types of stroke, especially among women. The Mediterranean diet emphasizes high intakes of vegetables, legumes or beans, fruits, fish, olive oil, and a lower intake of dairy, red meat, and saturated fat. Women with the highest adherence to this Mediterranean diet were 18% less likely to experience any kind of stroke over a lifetime. On now today to our top story. It's in Look Good, Feel Better. If you've noticed that there's been a bit of black ice under your feet, it has returned. The cold weather hard on your skin, your hands, and especially under your feet. So to lower your odds, look at this picture. You just need to do the penguin walk.
It's all because, as Charlie Sims found out, a traditional walk in the aftermath of this storm.
Oh, it's terrible.
Or even a sled ride down a hill.
We took this canoe out of our backyard.
Is sort of an adventure. Our health photojournalist Carly Byers found that out when this family invited her to ride down in their canoe.
We just wanted a nice, smooth hill.
But it's better not to have an adventure. Bill Hawk of Ohio's Good Samaritan Hospital Emergency Medicine Department told me, if you can't stay on your feet as the temperatures drop in the aftermath of the storm.
During the day, it's slushy, and then at night, with the low temps, it freezes over and it's got the ice underneath it, and people just don't see it.
That's led to broken bones in his ER in mainly
ankle and wrist, trying to catch your fall.
Which brings us back to the penguin shuffle, of course.
The idea behind that, with my lovely leg warmers, is that when you see the penguin shuffle, it really does sort of stabilize you and keep you on your feet.
I asked Bill about it. He's a fan.
Absolutely, yeah. Don't take your normal strides.
He says the biggest danger if you do slip and fall is to your head. So if you notice dizziness, blacking out, or confusion if you hit it,
those are all symptoms that you need to get seen.
You're going to remember that penguin walk thing, aren't you? Yeah, hard to forget. All right, we want to go on now to Healthy Innovations, a newer education center celebrating its grand opening in Butler County. It is a $31 million, 100,000 square foot facility. It's a partnership between Butler Tech and Miami University. It's located at the former Vora Technology Park, and it's designed to train teenagers and adults for manufacturing jobs. Miami University's president says it is great news for the future of the tri-state.
This hub is more than just a building. It is a launch pad for manufacturing dominance in Ohio and to train the future workforce in this high-tech and growing area.
And people across the tri-state will get training by professionals, and lawmakers hope it can lead to high-paying, long-lasting jobs way into the next generation. All right, given the gift of a lifetime and where it is much needed. Coming up, we're going to lead our Hawksworth Donor of the Week. And we want to welcome back Dr. Darla Vail. She is with the Mount Joseph University School of Health Sciences. And Dylan Hammonds is here from the Mount as well. We ask a nurse how to stay well during flu season. We'll talk to him next. Stay with us on What's Happening in Health.
This portion of What's Happening in Health is sponsored by Life Enriching Communities and Hawksworth.
Welcome back, everybody. Our donor of the week this week has been donating blood with Hawksworth Blood Centers for about 20 years. Eddie Anna lives in Ludlow. He says he started donating shortly after he moved here because he wanted to help people in our community. Eddie says not only is donating blood a rewarding experience, it's also an easy thing for most people to do.
I just was looking for something to do to just give back, and it's after the first couple times they said I had easy veins to stick, so I just figured this is something easy I could do to help people out.
Hawksworth now giving away this free vintage crew neck to anyone who donates blood in the month of February. To schedule an appointment, you can call 513-451-0910. You can also schedule online or through the Hawksworth app. We do have a link with more information on what's happening in health.com. Data does show right now that high flu activity is going on in the U.S. There are signs of a second peak and what we call a rebound in flu. A recent CDC report shows that influenza B strains are slowly increasing as well. Experts say even if you've already had the flu this year, it is possible to get it again. You can catch another strain. Latest flu vaccine does offer protection against 2 A strains, 1 B strain, and Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana are all reporting high flu activity. So that's a wonderful segue into our Ask a Nurse team. Hello to you. Introduce yourself for us.
So, hi Liz, thank you for having us back. So I'm Darla Vail, the Dean of the School of Health Sciences at Mount St. Joseph University.
And you brought friends.
Yes.
I'm Dylan Hammonds. I'm a nursing student here. I'm a senior, and so I'll be graduating in May.
All right, so we had the privilege of going out to your nursing school before we get to our flu stuff, and we have just a little video where you kind of have real lifelike labs in it. Tell me just a little bit about the program there.
Okay, so we have several programs. So Dylan's in our BSN program. And then we also have, for people who have an undergraduate degree in something else and want to get into nursing, we have a Magellan, which is a master's program. And then we have a master's program for those who wants to go into teaching administration, and a doctorate program as well.
So Dylan, in your lab, we see that you get to practice on non-real people, but lifelike,
Yes.
It was very interesting because they didn't really make it easy. Your scenarios were rather challenging. So tell me a little bit about what your goals are, and then what kind of program you had to enter in to get into that.
Yeah, so I would say my goals are to be a good nurse, basically, a good healthcare provider, someone who is listening, communicative, and someone who is always supportive as well. I mean, I would say in my clinical experience, I see multiple patients who are distrusting of healthcare professionals. Well, it's nursing, doctors, pharmacists. I would like to not be that and be somebody who they can trust and talk to, and also be there for them.
So whoever thinks that, they used to sort of be, just the people that we looked up to and that. So it's interesting that that's another barrier you have to overcome now.
Very much.
And you overcome it, of course, with education. So we were we do an Ask a Nurse segment every week. So we wanted to ask about the flu this year. You said the activity is really still high here, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. There's always a spike in hospitalizations in early January because during the holidays you're around a lot of people in closed spaces usually, so the virus travels quickly. And then it was trending down, but in February it goes back up again. So we've already experienced, an increase in February. So.
Yeah, they said that part of that was, we kind of had a lull in the holidays, and then we all got forced back in because of bad weather.
Exactly.
And we spread all our germs around and that kind of thing. So, you mentioned sort of the distrust, and vaccines now, they say, are at an all-time low, especially in younger children. So what do you share with people about, hey, should I bother to get a flu vaccine?
Yes, I think everybody should get a flu vaccine, especially if you're healthy, just to protect yourself and protect others. A lot of people tend to think that vaccines protect you from getting the disease. That's not always necessarily the case. What it tends to do is reduce the symptoms and make it not as severe.
And that's really the problem, is it not? Because you don't die from the flu, you die from the complications.
Exactly.
Yeah. So as you're having to overcome these barriers, I'm glad to hear, he knows the science behind that. One of the things we get asked a lot about is, all right, everybody around me is sick, so what can I do to prevent it?
Right. Well, the first thing I always say is boost your own immune system. So it's just the basics as far as get enough sleep, good nutrition, exercise. But then also to reduce your exposure, wash your hands. I just blew my nose and then I use hand sanitizer. And when you cough, don't cough here, cough there, because so often people then cough, and then touch surfaces. So besides washing your hands, you can clean surfaces, door handles, keyboards, that sort of thing. I get the flu vaccine every year because I'm around so many people. Even though I'm not, I don't have chronic conditions or a decreased immune system, it still helps, like you said, to decrease that severity.
Yeah. All right, so we do have a little hand washing video. When you watch people wash their hands now, you notice there's a variety of techniques. As nurses, tell me what you're taught about hand washing.
Typically about 30 seconds, and you are like putting it in there, and you're basically getting underneath, try to get underneath each nail, every crevice, all the way up to your wrist, basically. You are getting in there. So it is pretty rigorous at first, but eventually becomes like second nature.
And we got into those hand sanitizers, but they say the soap and water thing.
It's the best.
It's the best,
yeah.
for sure.
I read an interesting survey about hand washing, and they said the least likely place you are to wash your hands is in the movie theater. And I was thinking, because you run into the bathroom in the movies, and I was thinking, but then you're eating all that popcorn and everything. That's terrible to do that. All right, so a couple final thoughts. What do you feel like, there's a lot of different strains right now, and so people are like, I don't have any choice except to catch the flu. What am I going to do? What do you feel like you really still want people to know about this year's season?
To still try to protect yourself. It's not too late to get vaccinated. Flu season goes at least through March, depending, on the weather to how long we're inside. And that if you do get symptoms, there are some antivirals that are available, but you need to take them within the first 1 or 2 days in order for them to really be effective.
Yeah, interesting that we've had those medicines. I know you said you have a pharmacy background too. Do you get asked a little bit more about those now?
Not too much, actually. I mean, a lot of times it's asked about COVID.
Okay.
Because we get those medications a lot. So
yeah. So there's Paxlovid for COVID, and then there's Tamiflu if you're a flu person.
Right.
That's it.
And I know people are like, can I keep them around?
I'd say typically those pills have a lifespan, and once typically the packaging's open, they're only good for maybe a year, and that also depends on the medication itself. So.
And we have like 4-year-old stuff in our house,
Yes.
Was it still good? I didn't need it for 4 years, So, well, thank you for your wisdom and your knowledge. It's fun to actually have the Ask a Nurse people here with us. We're going to put more information on fighting the flu on our website, as well as information on the Mount and your College of Health Sciences. You did you proud, Darla.
He did.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
All right, coming up, if your legs are swollen or heavy at the end of the day, we explain why it could be a common problem that can be easily treated. And we want to welcome our guests that are here for breakfast for dinner. They're over there cooking. Anything left there for us to be cooking? All right, we're excited to have Brianna here from Cincinnati Magazine, along with a chef Yair from Cafe Alma. We'll share more about the benefit and just who this benefit benefits. Coming up on What's Happening in Health.
This portion of What's Happening in Health is sponsored by Miami University, the Vein Center of Cincinnati, and Lindner Center of Hope.
And you're so vain today. If you're experiencing heaviness in your legs, especially at the end of the day, it could be a sign of vein problems. Doctors at the Vein Center of Cincinnati say there are simple screening tests used to detect vein problems. Vein disease, chronic venous insufficiency, those are just a couple of the underdiagnosed and undertreated problems you can have. And that's why it's important to talk to your doctor if you're having any of these symptoms.
People go oftentimes a decade or two with these lingering symptoms of aching and pain and heaviness, worse in the lower part of the leg, and hey, I'm just getting older. And oftentimes it's a very correctable solution with some leaky veins that are identified on a simple test.
All right, for more information, if you'd like to maybe find out if your legs are feeling like this and why, you can call the Vein Center of Cincinnati team, 513-232-2400. Well, I got to tell you, it smells delightful over here. We want to welcome our friends from Cincinnati Magazine and from
Cafe Alma.
Where is Cafe Alma and what are you?
We are a Mediterranean brunch cafe located in Pleasant Ridge, 6111 Montgomery Road, and breakfast for dinner is our gig.
So let's talk about why we want to talk about breakfast for dinner. This is part of an annual event you guys do.
Yes, breakfast for dinner at the Cincinnati Club. All you can eat breakfast bites, sweet and savory, from local favorites and some better known national brands. Can help you make choices in the grocery store. We've got drinks, Bloody Mary bar, live music in every room, a DJ, PJ party room, all the fun breakfast themed things.
That's really a neat idea, and it all benefits something called
Wheel, Cincinnati, yes.
And they help people who get transportation.
Yes.
We believe here that health is a broader thing. If you don't have transportation, you can't get good food. If you don't have transportation, you can't go to the doctor's office. So
100%.
we appreciate why you're here. All right, we need you. We're looking at some beautiful things to talk to us about a Mediterranean breakfast. I don't know that we talk about that a lot.
I don't think we talk about it enough, but it's fantastic just being in the cafe early morning. We do breakfast, brunch, lunch. And some of the foods that we have, mainly fresh breads, is a huge focus that we have, but more so eating healthy so that we can promote a healthy digestive system, good healthy eating. What we have over here is one of our classic dishes, a shakshuka, which we just love talking about. It's so easy to make. I cheated, I brought poached eggs, but obviously we'd be cooking this fresh over here. It is poached eggs in a red tomato sauce. Served with fresh bread. Of course, you can't do without fresh bread. And if you really want to supersize it, do a challah loaf. We also do bagels at the cafe. Why not?
What do you mean then? You open up the loaf and put it in there?
People ask all the time, how do you eat this? Yeah. I just rip and dip. But if you really want to, put a little knife in there, cut it, make yourself a slice, dip it, share it with your friends. It's great.
Okay, so this is basically a poached egg.
Yep.
And what's the sauce?
In our tomato sauce, not just the tomato sauce, it's our red shakshuka sauce. It is infused with olive oil and lots of spices, sumac, things that we don't normally talk about. Red peppers, onions. It's fantastic, it's rich, it's deep, and it's a fantastic way to have breakfast. If you want to have it for breakfast or for dinner, why not?
So this is why, the average person eats 1.5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day in the United States, and that counts French fries and iceberg lettuce. But in the Mediterranean, the average person eats 9 to 11 servings because they start with all these wonderful things. We never have, tomatoes at our breakfast.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. So at your event, is that part of the goal to learn about, kind of these different ways to?
Yeah, I mean, there will definitely be a bunch of options. Some on the healthy side, some more of a treat yourself.
We
but there's a
believe
variety.
that. To do that. So, okay. So we have the tomato base. We have what here?
So this is our shakshuka, which I have to say we brought to Cincinnati. But over here we have something called a poke bowl. And it's winter now. We're talking about staying healthy, eating healthy so that you can stay healthy. So get your veggies in. Especially root vegetables are so great right now in the winter. So beets, we have steamed beets, carrots, edamame. We serve normally with a tuna steak, which I recommend having rare, chef's choice. But if you are compromised with some kind of disease right now, better have it well cooked. It's easier to digest. And yeah, we get some flair in it. We have some yum yum sauce. The yum yum sauce. Okay. Garnish it with some sesame seeds. Very Mediterranean. And why not? Let's put an orchid on top.
And those are edible flowers. People don't realize that. Those are really, really good for you.
They look fantastic also.
So, what I think is so interesting is you put the seeds on, it's just part of the culture. But a lot of people be like, I don't want seeds on that. There's, seeds on, they are so good for you. They have all kinds of vitamins and minerals and that kind of thing.
Staple in our restaurant is something called tahini. People always ask, what's tahini? What's it made out of? It's made out of sesame. It's sesame paste. So we always say it's just like peanut butter to peanuts would be tahini to sesame.
All right, so did you try a bite of anything yet? Because that's your job here.
For me, I will say I've had the shakshuka many times.
So you got to do a little dip in with me. So I'm not a good convincer because I like Mediterranean food. So it always, you take your pick there. I think you probably have to have people that would normally have these palates. So, oh my goodness, that's delicious.
This is my order.
It has for lack of a better way to say it, salsa on steroids. Fresh and you can taste the seasonings.
Yep.
You can just feel those little vessels in your heart opening up. All right. Breakfast for dinner. Let's put up the information so we know where we're going. Tell us a little bit about what and who and where. Now that you got a nice
with my bread in my mouth. Yeah. So February 18th at the Cincinnati Club. Tickets are $50. It includes parking, 2 drink tickets. It's going to be a really good time. Like I said, lots of live music, 4 different artists in different rooms. So it's going to be a really good night.
And we'll be there.
Yes, that's nice. Have you participated in other events?
Yes, we have. Last year we did waffles. This year we're going to be doing a banana split.
Oh wow, that's part of it. Even their desserts have fruit in that Mediterranean diet. Yeah, we do want to remind you that the proceeds do benefit Cincinnati, Wheels Cincinnati.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And that's a really important charity. That's really why we want to have you here today. We appreciate it. Just makes such a difference in health overall when people can get where they need to go.
Absolutely.
So, we appreciate your food. One more time to find you. Your locations are?
We are in Pleasant Ridge, 6111 Montgomery Road in Cincinnati, Ohio. We also have a small coffee shop in the Blue Ash Rec Center on 4433 Cooper Road. Come visit us in our opening hours.
So, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Nice to have it. Thanks, you guys. This is delicious.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right, coming up, dry January may be over, but experts say there are health benefits even if you gave up alcohol for just a month. We explain. Plus, waiting for life. In our next half hour, we're going to hear from Terry Ross. He needs a living kidney donor. Give me a hello there, sir. And he's here with his daughter, Ashley. And we're also going to meet Darcy Gibson. She's here from Off the List. We can't wait to share how they all make a difference for others in need of organ donation. Stay with us.
This portion of What's Happening in Health is sponsored by Network for Hope and William E. Hesch Law.
In Hope You Know today, which is what we hope you know each week about your mental health, the team from the Lindner Center of Hope says if you tried dry January, but you don't want to continue it, even realizing you feel better when you consume less alcohol or that it improves your health is still progress. It's a really good thing. The goal is to have it give you sort of an incentive to find a healthy amount that's right for you, if that is the right next step.
The goal is that, I get into this pattern, I do start feeling better, I am sleeping better, I'm remembering things better, that I want to continue with that.
And the Lindner Center of Hope provides help for those suffering from addiction, mental health concerns. If you'd like more information, they have a 24/7 line. It's 513-536-4673. And listen to this today. Most people who attend live music events report having temporary symptoms of ringing in the ears or tinnitus. Some people call it tinnitus after a concert. That's according to a report from the UK. Well, 92% of people reported temporary symptoms after a show. 40% say the problem persisted. About 35% of people say they use some kind of hearing protection at concerts. The report does warn that ringing in the ears is likely the result of hearing damage, so it is best to bring hearing protection with you to any concert. All right, new technology helping patients recover from heart failure. Up next, we meet a man who's really grateful. It saved his life. It's given him a second chance. Plus, a story that's going to warm your heart. Look who's in the house today. We want to meet our wonderful friends. Ed McLaughlin is here. He's with the Boone County Library in a program there, as well as Bev Stewart, Jenny Robertson, and Nancy Stafford. Give me a hello there. So glad to have you guys here. They're from Needle and Thread, a wonderful group making some of that stuff you see in front of us. We're going to tell you about our unseen neighbors next on What's Happening in Health.
The headline medical stories that affect you and your family. This is What's Happening in Health, sponsored by TriHealth.
Welcome back, everybody, to our second half hour here on What's Happening in Health. We are so grateful you're staying with us for this half hour. This half hour, we get to introduce you to a wonderful father and daughter. He needs a kidney. She is his champion. I want to introduce you to Terry and his daughter, Ashley. Give me a hello there. Hello. They are here with the kidney team, and this is a wonderful woman who helps them find what they need in our community. She's with Off the List. Her name is Darcy. We're going to have a great conversation with them, and we're going to find out how all of us can help in waiting for life. Plus, helping our unseen neighbors, as they're called, the Boone County Library puts on a special ask this past month. And look who stepped up to help. We want to welcome Ed McLaughlin. He's here from the Unseen Neighborhood Program, along with Bev Stewart, Jenny Robertson, Nancy Stafford. They're from Needle and Thread. You can kind of see what they do, but we can't wait to share more on how they are warming hearts in our community. But first, this is National Heart Month, and a local husband and father grateful today for new technology that has helped restore the function in his heart. It is designed for those who need advanced assistance with heart function.
Adonis Patton needed that assistance when he and his wife Africa began to notice some unusual symptoms.
Getting tired real fast, couldn't hold a conversation without coughing, couldn't walk.
Luckily, just in time, they met up with Dr. Satish Kesari. He's the medical director for the Advanced Heart Failure Program here at Ohio's TriHealth. It turned out Ladonis's heart wasn't pumping properly. His best option, a mechanical pump called an LVAD.
It doesn't replace the whole heart. It's an assist device, left ventricular assist device. So therefore, we just take the tip of the heart, make a hole, put in an inflow device that shunts blood from the left ventricle, just one side of the heart, and back to the aorta.
Dr. Kasari told me that's enough to support the rest of the body, and Ladonis got that just in time to save his life.
And we came to the hospital. We had 20 minutes to decide between hospice or the LVAD. We said we're going to do that.
Research shows patients such as Ladonis now have similar outcomes within 2 years to that of a heart transplant.
We have a 60% 5-year survival and a 50% 7 years.
This Heart Month, Ladonis says,
Blessed. I'm blessed. I'm still here.
The only thing his heart feels now is gratitude.
If someone you know needs advanced heart failure care, the earlier you are treated, the better. You can call the Tri-Health Heart and Vascular Institute, the LVAD program there. The number is 513-246-2343. In Healthy Diversity today, one area where researchers say we have a critical need right now for diversity is in research. Dr. Odaime Caseta joined us on our heart program last week with patient Patty Hutton and Stephanie Lambden of the American Heart Association. If we don't have both women and men and people of all races in our trials, we don't learn the best treatments that work for each.
If your approach to be part of research, please be part of research. If your approach to be part of research related to the heart, please say yes. We need to understand more. We ask all of our patients actually to be part of research in our Women's Heart Center, and they're excited. Women want to be part of research. We just have to ask them.
Dr. Caseta says right now we know a lot less about a woman's heart compared to a man's because we got a late start in this gender-specific research. All right, up next, expanded service to meet your weekend needs, your social plans, we'll explain just ahead. And waiting for life. Terry needs a kidney donor. He's here with his wonderful daughter, Ashley, and Darcy's here from Off the List. Can't wait to share how we can all help. It's next on What's Happening in Health.
This portion of What's Happening in Health is sponsored by Metro.
In Healthy on the Go, Metro recently expanded service on the weekends, making it easier for all of us to get around. A Metro spokesperson says there are more buses running to serve customers on Saturdays and Sundays, and riders can also use the Transit app to plan a trip ahead of time. This will tell you exactly which route to take and what time the buses are running, which is especially helpful if you do need to transfer.
So we've expanded our service hours and increased the frequency. So now you don't have to worry about, well, I can get there, but there's 2 hours in between the next trip. Now on those major routes, you can get on the next bus in 15 minutes or 30 minutes, depending on the trip.
Metro's Transit app will also tell you exactly where the bus is on a map, making it easier for you to estimate your next pickup time. All right, we want to welcome now our friends from Off the List for a wonderful segment we do here called Waiting for Life. And that takes on new meaning when you're really waiting for life. Hello to you. Tell us who you are.
My name is Terry Ross.
And what's going on with your kidneys?
Well, I've had for about 5 years now, I've had chronic kidney disease, and I'm on dialysis. I've been on dialysis for over 4.5 years. And I'm recently a person that goes to Off the List to try and get my story out there so I could receive a second kidney and live the rest of my life.
And of course, you want a living donor, and so we have champions for that. Tell us a little bit about you.
Terry's actually my stepdad, but he came into my life when I was 4. And really has just been my dad. So we really just want him to get better between me and my kids. We lost my mom to COVID, and he's what we have left. So Terry's very important to us.
So there's so much more to parenting than biology.
That there is.
So if nothing else, what a wonderful testimony to you.
Yeah.
And let's talk about those grandkids. I think we have a few photos and whatnot.
Yeah, I have a 10-year-old girl and a 6-year-old girl, and they just absolutely adore their pops. They get very excited anytime I even bring him up. So.
You know, for a lot of reasons, having them keeps you young, gives you that desire to get up and go to dialysis. You know, got to keep this going till we find that, doesn't it?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
I know, you know, once I get a kidney, because I believe I will get one, you know, and it's just, time's been taken away from them because I've had to go to dialysis. I've had to, you know, 3 days a week. I've been doing it for a long time. So a lot of things come up, and the kids, and I can't go see them, and the grandkids, and so yeah, it takes what I'm going through takes away a lot of what my life is about.
Well, people call it tethered, right? You have to go somewhere, be hooked up to a machine.
Right.
If you're not familiar with dialysis, it sort of filters the blood, so when your own kidneys can, it's keeping you alive. We're grateful that we have it.
Sure.
But it's, I mean, aren't you there at least 3 or 4 hours when you go?
Yes, I'm there approximately 5 hours a day. When I go on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I get there at about 2 and I leave at around 7. So I'm there for approximately 5 hours. Basically, it's a part-time job. It's exactly what it is. Yeah. But I'm very thankful for it. It does keep me alive. It cleans my blood. And, you know, I've met a lot of nice people there and all that. And, but to be honest, I'm just tired of being on dialysis. I want a new kidney, and I want to get on with the rest of my life. Spend time with my grandkids and my family.
The process itself is exhausting. What you're putting into it's exhausting, and yet how lucky are we that he'll take the time to have a part-time job saving his life? You know, we need you around for that. And I know for you, Darce, this is sort of a common story where your life isn't your own to live anymore. Tell us what is off the list.
So off the list is we're a nonprofit here based out of Cincinnati, and we help families like Terry and Ashley, give them the tools and the resources to help them get their stories out there, to share so more people learn so that they can find living donors.
And you started that, remind us, because?
I started it because my dad needed a kidney, and it was through his journey that I learned just that there was this need there, and it's been truly the most amazing work I could ever do because I get to walk beside people like Terry and Ashley and just help them get to that end goal of finding those donors and having a second chance at life.
Yep.
Yeah. And Ashley, when you met her, did you feel encouraged, like, well, she did it for her dad and I can do it? You know?
Yeah, tonight's meeting will only be the second one that I've been to. Terry went to 1 or 2 without me before he asked me to join. And it was very good to get all of the information that she was giving us. I know that Terry was a little overwhelmed by all the information, but I took it all in, and I'm just, whatever Terry needs me to do to help, I'm more than happy to do.
And how lucky are you that you have people surrounding you that say, we'll do whatever it takes?
Yeah, my family's great, and Ashley's been wonderful, and I just appreciate how much she cares about me and what she's doing for me, because I'm not, you know, I'm not on social media very much and all that stuff, but that's about to change, so I just appreciate her, and, you know, I love her.
Well, we get a chance to say thank you. You find out you're loved by a lot of people except all the UC fans that don't like your X hat. Well, we're grateful because it makes a difference. So, Darcy, if people are listening and they're like, hey, I'd like to be tested, tell us a little bit about that process. We can put up a phone number.
Right. So if somebody is interested in we encourage people, just if you just want to learn more, the number's going to be up. Terry's listed at Christ Hospital here in Cincinnati, and you call one of the living donor coordinators, and they're going to ask you some questions, and typically the next step is an easy blood test, and they'll walk you through the process. And again, we just we just want to get the word out so that people can learn more. They're gonna walk people through every step of the way. And I think one thing I always like for people to know is, if you call today, it doesn't mean you're going to be donating your kidney tomorrow, right? You're going to go through a process, and the health of the person that wants to donate is number one. So they're going to be sure that there's nothing that would prevent you from living a full, healthy life by donating a kidney.
Yeah, you get a physical like you've never had.
Oh, and it's all paid for.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
all paid
that's
for.
really true. Like somebody's
Absolutely.
looking out for you because you're looking out for others.
Right, right.
Well, we are putting you on the prayer list. I am grateful to have you here today. We get to follow the journeys that we started, and we've had a few miracles.
Yes,
We
yes.
believe in them. Do
Yes.
Liz, thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
I do appreciate it very much. God bless you.
We got a bunch of little praying ladies coming up too. Wait till we tell
All right.
them. You're just going to have angels all around us. Up
All right.
next, we're going to talk to you not just about our praying ladies, but your healthy rights, what you may want to know about a few of your foods and some preservatives in them. And these praying ladies are helping our unseen neighbors. We want to welcome from the Boone County Library our wonderful friend Ed. And we have a wonderful team here, Bev, Jenny, and Nancy from Needle and Thread. This all came together to help others in the community, and we can't wait to share how it came together. Coming up on What's Happening in Health.
This portion of What's Happening in Health is sponsored by Northern Kentucky Audiology.
In your healthy rights, could common food preservatives put you at an increased risk for cancer or type 2 diabetes? Recent research shows a possible link between some preservatives, such as nitrates and sorbates, and a possible cancer connection. Nitrates are typically found in processed meats, deli meats, certain cheeses. Sorbates are used in wine and some other drinks. Cleveland Clinic specialists that provided this video say reducing these foods may make a difference in overall risk.
I always emphasize everything in moderation. It's not that you have to cut any single thing out. A lot of it really comes down to amount. That's an aspect that really wasn't explored with these studies. But I'm sure if you looked into it, you would find that it's not so much that you can't have these preservatives at all. It's above a certain amount that's a problem. And so moderation, I think, is key.
This research came from 2 larger studies that looked at more than 100,000 people. All right, on now to our wonderful guests. You can barely see over the blanket, some of them. Little Bev here, petite. We are here because there is a wonderful program in our community. The Boone County Library put out something called Unseen Neighbors. And Ed is here from that. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, it was basically I was trying to bring attention to the homeless people in our community and have people treat them like human beings instead of just kind of ignoring them or shooing them away. And that's where the Unseen Neighbors part came in. We have a video series, and we released it in January because the homeless get counted in the K count in Kentucky in January on the 28th was the original date. And we were going to use the blankets to give to homeless people on that day so that they would have something to keep them warmer outside in their tents. And fortunately, unfortunately, it was moved to February. So this is going to actually go to some homeless people that could really use it.
So this is so interesting. You sent us a little bit of that YouTube video. I want to play that for people. Tell me where your passion came for this unseen population. That's a good way to see it.
Well, I work in a library, so we like to disseminate information to people. People come in, they ask a question, and we always have an answer. We know where to find an answer. And in 2008, when the economy tanked, we had a lot of people coming in, families who needed help. They needed resources, and we were a little bit overwhelmed. We had no idea where to find this stuff. So I started connecting with the different groups and organizations within Boone County to find out who could help people with what. And then I just started building relationships with those people so that I could pass people off to them.
Wow, so it just shows you can always be used for a greater purpose no matter where you are, which
Absolutely.
is wonderful. And I saw, because I get your releases from the Boone County Library, that they were having this We Need Blanket thing. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I know people who make blankets. So I called up this wonderful group we've been associated with here called Needle and Thread. Beth, what's Needle and Thread?
Needle and Thread, we're a group at Calvary Baptist Church. We're all different churches, not Calvary. Nancy's one of our Calvary members. So is Jenny, but Jenny also is one of our newest members of our sewing group. We make quilts, we make afghans. With the weather and with the holidays, we were a little bit at a disadvantage this time, so we did a blanket drive with the church's authorization. We had 6 large bags, at least 78 blankets, afghans, and then about 50 pairs of socks for the homeless in Boone County, to share with them for their shelter and to try to help these people in this terribly cold weather that we've had.
Oh, just the way it's been, you can't even imagine being outside in this. So I do want to hold up a little bit of some of the blankets that you guys make. But what has this sewing group meant to you? Has it been amazing?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes.
What have you learned? What do you do? Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I am in a new phase of life. I'm an empty nester. My kids are all in college and careers, and so this has been a connection with friends, community, a chance to get together and give back.
And I know you meet every week, so you kind of get together on Mondays and just, had you been a sewer or been a blanket maker?
I had been a sewer, yes. I hadn't been a quilter, but I've got plenty of teachers.
Oh, isn't it amazing? Yeah. And I know you have a little history with this group. What's it brought to your life?
Well, actually, I'm a member of Calvary Baptist. I'm not part of the sewing group.
Oh, we got a teacher, you guys. What's up with that?
Right.
Well, I'm just thankful that our church has been able to partner along with the sewing group with Boone County to pass these needed blankets and Afghans and quilts on to people who really can benefit from this cold weather.
I know that Bev had said you do a lot of visiting to like the hospice centers and things like that, so you're able to see some of the people that need what you're able to bring.
I love when I go into a hospital visit or something, or a care home, and I see they have a blanket or a quilt or something from Calvary Baptist, from the sewing group. And it blesses my heart just like it blesses them for being able to have it.
Yeah. I believe that that's how we see God. Like, we don't just need him in our churches, and we need him out in our community. So what has the response been like? I know I reached out to you and I was kind of stunned too. I said, I don't know if you can use this many, but these people have been amazing.
The response has been huge. We have way more stuff. I just brought a load over yesterday to the community shower ministry over there at the Florence Christian Church. That's where they're going to be passing these out to the homeless on 17th of this month. And they've got a lot of stuff, but there's, when you live outdoors and something gets dirty, trampled on, they always need to replace it, and that's why we're doing this, is so that we have kind of a bank of blankets to keep them warm throughout the whole winter.
Yeah, well, I know for all of you, you're kind of shy people. This was out of your comfort zone. So I want to thank you for coming in to receive them, because I felt like if we couldn't talk about what you do in your program, and we can't talk about what you do, we don't talk about our greater purpose, which is always to serve others. So tell me the thing you want people to know most about the group. It's open to everyone?
Our group is open to everyone. If you don't sew, when I first started into the group, I had not sewn for years. So they taught me how to make quilts. Doing the crocheting, I haven't gotten back into that yet. I used to crochet a lot, but we have members that make all kinds of different things and have all kinds of ideas. But we are a faith-based group. We just try to pray for our people that we're giving them quilts. We also put a little Bible verse on our quilts that tells people that we love them and we're praying for them. And we have a video that's showing our verse and some of the quilts and things it's purses that we've made. We have members that are very talented, and we learn from each other. So it's just a blessing to be able to be with this group and be able to make something that can help someone else. I volunteer for hospice also, and hospice especially is so thankful of the quilts and the Afghans that we bring in.
So do you feel like when you come to the group and you make these and you can share them, like it's sort of a whole different connection and purpose, and you sort of all have that in common?
Yes.
Yeah. How many have you made, or what have you worked on?
I've made two, one baby blanket and one big size.
Oh. Well, your church is amazing. I hope you feel the love that
Absolutely.
you can then share with
welcome.
others. Yeah. It's been really fun to. I never expected. I just thought we might get half a dozen blankets and we could just be part of what you're doing in this community. But if any of you would like other information, we'll put a link to Needle and Thread into the Boone County Library program at what'shappeninginhealth.com. Thanks for coming in today. We can't do it without you. It's really it takes a community. All right. God bless you guys. We appreciate it. Your behavior behind the wheel, we're going to talk about that coming up. It could provide clues about your cognitive health, especially in older drivers. We have new research. Stay with us on What's Happening in Health.
This portion of What's Happening in Health is sponsored by Mount St. Joseph University and Advanced Cosmetic Surgery and Laser Center.
In Aging Gracefully today, how older adults drive could help identify warning signs of dementia or memory loss. A study by the Barrow Neurological Institute found people over the age of 65 who take fewer trips, drive less often, or make more errors while driving were more likely to have changes in the brain, and these changes are linked to cognitive decline as well as dementia. Study's authors say monitoring driving behavior could help identify cognitive problems earlier. So here's something interesting. Men tend to develop heart disease 10 years earlier than women. A study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association shows that this heart health gender gap has existed for decades, and it does continue today. Researchers say patients should be assessed for heart attack risk in young adulthood so prevention strategies can be implemented ahead of time. Being a night owl could be bad for your heart. A study in the UK found that middle-aged and older adults who are more active in the evenings tended to have worse cardiovascular health outcomes compared to people who are more active in the daytime. Night owls tend to have unhealthy behaviors such as poor diet, insufficient sleep, and even smoking, and that could help explain the disparity. All right, finally, before we go, there's a new warning if you use those sound machine apps to fall asleep. Researchers at the University of Pennsylvania say so-called pink noise, which is continuous noise that sounds like a static or a waterfall, may actually interfere with what's called sleep recovery. It also can reduce deep sleep, known as REM sleep. Study says earbuds are much more effective at blocking out outside noise to try and help people sleep. Well, that is it this week for What's Happening in Health. We are so glad you spent the time today with us. We're back same time next week. We hope you will be too. If someone here has something that may help your health, please reach out. Until then, everybody, stay well and stay tuned.